Hello, Assalamu alaikum. In today's lecture, basically, we are going to start our chapter 1, cost classification. This chapter would be relevant for MA1, MA2, and F2. Basically, this video is relevant to MA1, MA2, and F2. All of the students from MA1, MA2, and F2 can see that see this lecture. Yeah, okay. And in after I'll start the topic related to only MA2 and F2, which is not relevant to MA1, I'll tell you. But this video is relevant for all of the students related to MA1, MA2, and F2. So let's start cost classification. What is cost classification? That's basically, if you go to the BPP book, BPP text, you'll see the chapter 3 as cost classification. Okay, chapter 1 and 2 I'll discuss at the end because they're totally theoretical, and I usually start from cost classification. That I already told you that I would start. Let me show you. Yes, in last video I have discussed with you, like we'll start from cost classification. In last video, if you have gone through my last video, if you have not gone through my last video, confirm that you have you see my last video, in which I have discussed all these points that I'm showing you here. So I have told you that I will start from the lecture 1 or from the chapter cost classification, and now we are starting there. So what is cost classification? What is cost classification? First of all, we'll discuss the meaning of the chapter name. What is cost? If we talk about our real life, in our real life, we go to any shop, we purchase anything, we take anything, and in return we pay something. Like if we are going for the grocery, what's our objective is, we have to take grocery, and in return we have to pay some amount. So what's the definition of cost? Any amount paid to achieve some specific objective. Like if you want to achieve any specific objective, and in return you have to pay any amount, that's the cost of that objective. Like if I have told you example that if you want grocery, you want anything, you have to pay. In return, which you have to pay, the cost, the amount that you are paying is the cost of the grocery. For example, you are paying $1,500, for example. So the amount that you are paying in return of in exchange of grocery would be the cost of that grocery. So any amount that you are giving out to achieve the objective is the cost of that thing. Second word is classification. What is classification? Basically, classification is the grouping. I've written the definition here. Grouping on the basis of similar characteristics. Classification in our if we talk about, for example, classification of anything, like on the basis of gender classification, we can divide into male and female. On the basis of basically seasons, we can classify the seasons as summer, winter, autumn, and like 4 seasons. So if we talk about the classification, it means grouping. What is then what is then cost classification means? What is the total meaning of cost classification? Is the total word meaning, like what is cost classification? Proper definition I have written here. Grouping of cost on similar characteristic. For example, let me tell you the example that would be relatable. See, I have a business. You know that business have different departments. Like business have production department, business have selling department. For example, admin. Many departments are there in business which are running the business. For example, the cost of 1 lakh, any cost of $1 lakh has been incurred by production department. So if the boss comes and contact sales manager, that why this 1 lakh, why this 100,000, why this 100,000 have been, why this $100,000 have been incurred. The sales manager would say that, how do I know? It has been incurred by production manager. You should go to production manager the sales manager would say to the boss that go to the production manager and ask him that why this 100,000 have been incurred, because it has been incurred by his department, not mine. So that's why grouping of the cost is important in the business. And for example, after the month or 2 or 3, there are the boss or higher management sees that the extra cost has been incurred, or there are very much cost that has been incurring in the business, and that is affecting the profits. The higher management would go to the department, the relevant department, who is incurring the more cost. Yes, if you are not grouping the cost, you are not making the groups of the cost, or you are not making the groups of the departments, you are not classifying them. The issue that would be created in future would that if we want to control our cost, we want to say any department that please control your cost, we can't do that, because if we are not making the classes. Classification helps in this thing that we can control the cost. Basically, classification helps in many of the things that we will discuss here. What is the importance? We are starting from the importance. I'm going to tell you the importance of cost classification, that if we will do the cost classification, what would be the benefits of cost classification. And if we'll not do cost classification, then what will be the disadvantages, and what would be how it affect the businesses. First of all, what it is written, appropriate selling price. See, when you are doing the business, it is your duty to decide the selling price of your product. Like if I am selling a camera, so if a customer comes and say how much is its price, I would tell $100, $200, $300, etc. That I have decided the selling price so that customer can buy it from me. And if we go to the back end, we come to know that selling price is not a thing like we can say by ourselves. Basically, there is some formula that has been applied to calculate selling price, and that formula is when you incur cost on that product plus add the profit so that you can earn from that, and it results in selling price. You can't decide the selling price by your own, that it's for $500 without any cost, without any profit. You say that okay, take the camera for $500, $200. No, you have to calculate proper formula, that is cost plus profit. Cost plus profit. But what the issue is, what the main issue is, that if you are not doing cost classification, that is CC, mean cost classification. If you are not doing cost classification, what would be the issue arise, that if you are not doing cost classification, you can't calculate proper cost. Because listen, for example, I am making table, chairs and bed. I am a factory, furniture factory. I am having a furniture factory and I am making these 3 products. And I obviously wood have been used in my business, glue has been used in my business, nails have been used in my business, and other material have been used. Basically, these basic material are being used in my business. So if I am not doing cost classification, I am not seeing that how much amount of glue or how much amount of nails have been used on tables, how much amount of chairs, how much amount of nails and glue have been used in chairs, and how much amount have been used in bed. What the issue would arise, that yes, I will know the total cost of that at which we have purchased these things, but I can't specify the cost that have been incurred on a certain one product. And at last, if anybody asks for me that what is the amount of nails that have been incurred on chairs, I'll say that I would think, and I will say that I know total cost, but I don't know the specific cost of one product. If you don't know specific cost of one product, for example, I don't know specific cost of chair. Okay, I know I want profit of $20. No doubt I would be knowing that how much I want to earn. But if I I am not able to calculate my proper cost because I am not specifying the cost of glue and nails. Yes, wood can be classified, that how much amount of wood have been used, but how much amount of glue and nail have been used on the specific product, I am not calculating, I'm not classifying properly. This would result in the cost not being calculated properly, and hence selling price can't be calculated properly, and how at which selling price you would sell, it would be the issue. Yes, but if you are classifying the cost, yes, how you would classify, I would tell you, each and everything, not problem at all. But I'm saying, telling the importance, telling you the importance, like if you are, for example, doing the cost classification properly, and you know that how much amount of wood, glue, and nails, and every material and labor has been used on the chairs or bed or table. You can classify, you classifying, and you can calculate the cost properly. In case you are calculating the cost properly, you can calculate the proper selling price. So that's the first important point, that first advantage of cost classification. Second point, for planning purpose. Basically, business can't run without plan. uh, in fact, your life can't run without plan, because you have to plan something to achieve something, to go through the life, to go through the business. So for example, I am the owner of a furniture business. I'm the owner of furniture business, and I am running these three products as I mentioned above. So any manager come to me, any my friend, my one of my friend, for example, one of my friend come to me and say that how much money how much money you would use in the next month, to run your business. I would say 100,000 or 1 million, for example, $1 million. Okay, he asked you would use 1 million. I would say yes, I would use 1 million. How? Which part you would cover in this 1 million? I would say I would cover production department, selling department. I would give some of the amount to production, some of the amount to selling, some of the amount to selling, some of the amount to administration, some of the amount to for example, there is a research department in our business. I would give some of the amount to research department. My friend would say, okay, that's good, but if I am not used to apply cost classification, or I am not doing cost classification, how would I know that how much amount have been should I give to cost, for example, production department, for example, selling department? Because for planning purpose, you should be sure, you should be pretty sure that you have to give how much amount to the certain department, so that they can run their uh, for example, department. Okay, and if I am not doing cost classification, I can't plan properly that how much amount. For example, I gave 0.8 million, I mean 800,000 to production department and 200,000 to sales department. And after month, I come to know that sales department was lacking the money, was having the issues, financial issues in their department, because they've get less amount, and production department has wasted a lot of money because they have a lot of amount. Why? Because we are not doing cost classification. Yes, if we are doing cost classification, we can easily calculate, and we can easily judge that how much amount should be used by each certain departments, and how much money should be given to them, and how much amount should be written in the plan. So for achieving the planning purpose, you should do cost classification. Yes, if you're not doing, you can't achieve the planning purpose. That's the second advantage of planning purpose. Third point, for controlling purpose. Basically, what is controlling? Controlling is like if you are doing something and you put some limits on that. The limits you are putting are is what you are doing is controlling. For example, I give you 1 million, and I say, for example, you are production manager, and I give you 1 million, and I say that go start the production. You know that production would take 300,000 or 400,000, and you say that you think that I have given you 1 million. You can easily use the money, and you can easily waste the money. You can easily uh, do the do basically you can easily steal the money. But listen, if I know the plan, And if I do cost classification, I know that the person I am giving the money can do his work in 300,000. I have a plan that you can work in 300,000. And I know you would use 300,000 to go through the production. But if I would at last when actually you would do production. For example, you incur 280,000. I would say you that you have done a good job because I have a plan of 300,000 and you have done within that limit. That's the controlling. That's the controlling. If you give a plan or limit or target to anyone and he is doing better than that. But if you are, I have given you a plan of 300,000 and you are incurring the cost of 500,000. I would say that it's bad. It's adverse. It's not good for the business to incur 2 lakh extra amount over the plan. Yes, if you are doing the everything in the targets in the plan, that would be good. But listen, if if I am not doing ghost classification, obviously I'm not I was not able to achieve planning purpose. That means I can't make the proper plan because I am not able to I am not able to understand cost classification. If I am not able to understand or I am not doing cost classification, I can't plan a good uh, anything good. And if I am not planning anything good, obviously how can I compare it with actual results? If I don't know how to calculate this 3 lakh, how to calculate this 3 lakh, how would I compare these things and I can make the targets for my managers? So if you are doing cost classification, you can achieve the controlling purpose. But if you are not doing that, the controlling purpose wouldn't be achieved, and this would affect your business. This would ultimately lead your business to liquidate. Liquidate means that your business would end. You have you are wasting your money, and at the end you would say that we have wasted the money and now we are not able to run the business because there is a cash shortage in the business. Okay, so these are the importance of the cost classification that I am saying telling you. Next, for decision making purpose, for example, you have two products. You have two products, A and B. I should write here. You have two products, A and B. I come to you and I say you that boss, you have to decide whether to make A or whether to take B. I mean, there are two products, A and B, and we are deciding whether to continue A or whether to continue B. We are deciding of continuing the one of the product, A and B, not both. So I come to you, you are production manager. I say you that which product you have to continue. So if you are doing cost classification, you are pretty sure that how much amount, for example, how much amount is 70,000 and 90,000 of the amount have been incurred is the cost of the month that has been incurring on A and B. If you would go through, if you're uh, manufacturing A, you would be sure that 70,000 is incurred in the month, and if you are making the B, you are sure that 90,000. But you are only sure, if and only if you are doing cost classification. But for example, you are making A and B, and now you are deciding whether to continue A and B. You are going to stop one product and continue only one another product, and you are not doing cost classification. I come to you and I say, yes boss, tell me which product you have to continue. You would not able to tell me which product because you don't know the cost. Obviously you would decide the product that is incurring less cost. For example, in case of this 70K and 90K, you would choose A because it is incurring less cost, and it is incurring more cost. You would cancel this out and you would continue A. So in case of when you are not doing cost classification, you would not know even these 70 and 90. You are only a piece of dumb that you are that production manager. We would say production manager that by what the cost is incurring on A and B, and he's saying that I don't know. So how can a decision making purpose achieve if you are not doing cost classification? So that's another benefit of cost classification, that you can easily decide whether to continue which product and whether to leave which product. Okay, that's the fourth importance. And last one is reporting purpose. What is reporting? Basically, reporting means that to tell your boss all of the basically when business grows, boss arranges managers for his business. Okay, and managers are liable to boss, and they at each year end they report to the boss that your business is earning this amount, your business has these assets, these liabilities, and these capitals. So these managers are liable to boss. And for example, if boss asks that how much cost is incurring on that specific product, and if the managers are not doing cost classification, they would never know that how much cost is incurring on the specific product. Yes, if they are doing that cost classification, they can easily report this issue. But if they are not doing cost classification, they can't even tell the proper cost to the boss. So these are the reporting purpose can be achieved that if achieve only if you are doing cost classification. So these are basically these 5 points. Which 5 points? Appropriate selling price. Let me write it with another color so that you can mention it properly. First point, appropriate selling price. Second point, for planning purpose. Third point, for controlling purpose. Fourth point, for decision making. And fifth point, for reporting purpose. These 5 points would be achieved if you are doing cost classification, and it would not be achieved if you are not doing cost classification. And listen my words. If any real business is not doing cost classification, in the days he would be it would be liquidated, or it would be ended due to cash problems or due to any other problems, because these are the factors that the business are uh, basically on the business rely. So that's basically the importance. Yes, after this is the cost classification importance. Now we have to go to the next topic. Next topic would be, wait a minute. Next topic basically would be, we would be classifying this cost. How to classify this cost. Next topic would be this. We would be covering the next topic, cost classification by function and cost classification by behavior, that are too important in SEC MA1, MA2, and F2. But for the today's lecture, I am ending the here at importance. In the next lecture, we will continue cost classification by function and behavior. I have wrote the notes, total notes. If anybody want my pdfs in proper form, like on which I am writing, contact me on WhatsApp 0092 332 830 5452. Write with your email. I would send you PDF of this chapter. Basically, this is a total PDF of the chapter I would be discussing. See, I have written all of things for you, and I have saved it in neat form. Now I am writing on that because of your understand, so that you can understand. But I have it in the raw form, in the proper neat form. I would send you. If anybody want, you can contact me on that WhatsApp number. And if any issue, any question you want to ask, you can contact me on my WhatsApp number. So remember me in your prayers. Inshallah, in next lecture we will continue cost classification types. Meet you in the next video. Take care. Allah Hafiz.